Oh, he's back.
We're going to talk about BBW. Sam is, how do we start this? This is special.
What do we get? Sushi Rito or some?
Beam Bop.
What?
It was like Beam Bop.
And then that
Beam Bop.
Beam Bop or
it's B-Bum-Bap.
Beam Bop.
I messed up in that.
Sam, talk to me about BBW. What did they want?
You gonna put it all on me?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, let me try one more time.
Yeah, let's there. Let him finish.
I
His thought.
believe in you.
When I was ideating for it, it was like, how do I cover all 5 of these roles in one video that can be shot seamlessly and flow throughout the day to where we don't have to like break up into a bunch of different segments. I came up with an idea that would work as 5 separate job role preview videos where we cover 5 different roles, but also one video that would kind of walk you through the whole thing. So we could shoot it sequentially and not have to be all over the place. So that's what they wanted. That's what we gave them. And when we showed up, we had a fantastic crew and it was super straightforward. And we stayed like 2 seconds away from the location, which was nice. So Elena, you and I walked over at 4:30 in the morning.
Early.
Yeah, across the parking lot. And there was
some real nice, good, cheap hotel coffee. Izzy's favorite.
It was great.
My favorite.
It was great.
Yeah.
We walked in across the parking lot and it was very peaceful and nobody was out. And there was just this looming, glowing Bath and Body Works logo awaiting us across the street, which was kind of a beautiful moment that we shared. We got there and we set up and it was nice. It flowed good. We started with the key holder because we wanted a scene of them walking through the door and like opening the door as they do as a key holder. And then we flowed into the other roles and we had a crew set up doing interviews and then another crew doing photos and B-roll of all of the other roles. So it was pretty smooth and we knocked it out in sort of record time.
Top 3 highlights just of the day.
I really enjoyed, this wasn't of the day, but I enjoyed getting dinner with Allison the night before. That was really fun. It's not super often that we get to hang out with our clients and like really connect with them on a personal level. So it was fun getting to have, it kind of removes all of the stress that's put on a shoot and a project when you are comfortable with who you're working with and you both understand you're on the same page. So that was really nice. And I think it was really helped with the vibes of the next day. And then the crew that we had was amazing. Jason, our DP, and his whole team were super helpful and amenable and flexible, which is exactly what we needed on the shoot.
That's the best Columbus crew, like 100%. Like
running around and doing the lighting sequence. Like there was this idea for the key holder that they kind of flick on the lights in the morning and you see all these tight product shots that go from dark to light when the lights fade in. And so we went around and Jason, we couldn't turn off any of the lights in the store. They wouldn't let us or couldn't. So we're like, how are we going to make this work? Because we can't turn off the lights. It's not going to look good if we can't turn off the lights. And Jason was like, oh, easy, no problem. So we just like sort of masked out each little tight shot and set up a bunch of floppies and negative fills around it in like this kind of big box. And then we shot into that box where there was no light in there. And then we had a softbox on top that he would just flick on and it would like create this off to on effect. And it ended up looking really good. And that was one of the things that Elena and I like showed up on the day and they were like, yeah, we can't turn off any of the lights. And we both kind of looked at each other like, oh, how are we going to make this work? And Jason was like, yeah, no problem. And so it was great working with guys like that were down to clown and figure out how to make stuff happen.
This was also like your first official go as director without Jedi Isaiah John
You're ridiculous.
at your side.
Ridiculous.
Talk about that.
Isaiah John. I haven't heard that one before.
It's my middle name.
I like
He's out here using my government name, guys.
Izzy J. That's what
Izzy
I call him.
Not the record.
Izzy J. Yeah. So no Izzy J on this one, which was crazy for me but honestly, I felt really good about this one. I like most of my other projects that I've been in a directorial capacity. I've been a bit nervous going in just because it's new, and but this one I didn't feel nervous at all because I think that was because I understood what a Bath and Body Works video looks like and like what a shoot looks like, and I could go in preparing and writing for knowing the flow of things and how they go, not being too rigid and being open to pivoting and kind of going with the flow because that's how it goes. And so yeah, when I was writing on this one, I kind of like left the blocks open, wrote what we're going to be shooting, and then on day of, we defined what that looked like on set. And usually that's like a very scary thing to do. But for this client and this project, like that's kind of the mode of operation. And on previous projects, going into it super rigid and having like a really flushed out shot list that kind of gets turned on its head, not by the fault of anyone, but just kind of how the project goes. That was always like the stressor, because then it's like you have to capture all of this stuff that people are wanting on top of your shot list, which is low-key irrelevant at that point. And so that has been stressful. But this one I was like, but I had Elena, so when you're in good hands with Elena, right?
Jedi Master Elena.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Maria.
Oh, that's a pretty name. I can't really make like a rapper name out of that.
Easy M.
Yeah.
Easy M. Holy shit, that's good.
Boy.
It's almost like
This was my first time on-site producing for a BBW shoot. I certainly came in very like, all right, but I got to be on my toes. They're used to Abby. And while I came in originally like, all right, cool. Like, all right, everything's got to be planned. You know, what are all of the like 85 things that could go wrong? How do we solve for that? I had two epiphanies, and it was, to your point, amazing to be with Allison and our client the night before. It kind of hit me when we were talking that I was like, oh, I know why you want this to be a little freestyle, because you're not just seeing this as an everyday production. This is a major employee engagement and celebration event for you all as well, because what they were basically doing was inviting the best of BBW's store employees and leaders across Columbus to come to this. Okay, like now I understand why this is, let's just put the outline together, but we need to have a bit of freestyle to pivot as needed, because what you're trying to do is keep the energy up with these employees throughout the day. But for me to like understand that, witness that, and see that this is how that client works was a major aha moment for me, for sure, in that regard. Yeah, so I was nervous, for sure. They were used to working with Abby.
Yeah, that's big shoes to fill. But
Very.
Well, you can never fill Abby's shoes.
No.
I said that.
They're
But
very,
I disagree with both of you, but you know, for the record here, they're both killers and they did a stellar job, as good as, if not better. And I personally would lean towards better because they did a great job.
You're gonna get fired for saying that.
I made my bed. I'll sleep in it.
Sam, you played a lot of roles.
Yeah,
You weared multiple hats on this production.
that's
Talk to
true.
me about that. That's pretty unusual.
That was fun. My little modeling debut. There was only one male BBW employee in the whole store, and he was our male talent for the video. And so we're shooting, and the client comes up to me and is like, kind of gives me a look, and I'm like, what's going on? I can feel an ask is coming down the pipeline right now. And and she's like, hey, our male talent didn't show up. And I'm like, okay. And then she just kind of looks at me, and I'm like, you want me to be in it?
He
And
had
she's
the
like,
look.
mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because why not? You know, who doesn't want to be in Bath and Body Works? And what's better than being able to be in front of the camera and behind the camera? So they bought me a white t-shirt and an apron, and I put it on and acted out some scenes. And it was actually really fun. I really
You're
enjoyed
the
it.
most convincing BBW model. The
Mhm.
most convincing. I mean, Izzy, you had to be there because he really got into character. Like, he was
I was
put in
feeling
front of the vignette, and he's interacting with one of the real like BBW employees, and he's like, tell me about this. Is this something I should get? And he's like, obviously pointing it to the camera and smiling, and it was so
Yeah.
natural. It was so natural. Like, if that's not the cherry on top of the service you get, you work with Skill Scout, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that made them very happy, I think.
Super down to clown.
And my hair, as you can probably tell, is just a frizzy nightmare most of the time. And Elena was like, can we get him a comb? And in front of everyone, And I was like, that's not going to work. Trust me. You can try. But so I was in it with my messy, frizzy hair as well.
It turned out great though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like I mean, it went so smoothly. Like, considering all of the multiple hats you were wearing, I really got to hand it to BBW and the folks they choose. I mean, we come across a lot of groups of employees that we feature. We can get a pulse pretty quickly about whether or not this is bullshit. This was probably one of the coolest, most authentic, gung-ho BBW crew that I've seen. Like, take out BBW, I'm talking from a group of employees. I mean, from the district sales leaders, and just, it was so obvious they were highly respected and loved. Like, all of those stores managers, all of these employees, the way that they were mocking how they would treat an employee, like, you knew it was real.
I'm glad you brought that up, because we were just talking the other day about how every time we go there, like, the employee stories we hear of like why they work at Bath and Body Works are very beautiful and surprising.
I think my favorite question to ask, especially for the ones that were on the come up, like one that, recently promoted from supervisor to assistant manager, others of like, all right, what's the end game? Like, you've clearly committed your career, like, you see a future here, like, what do you want? And for them to be like, yeah, like, I want to be store manager, or I want to work for home office, wanting to give them that win to be like, hell yes, I see that for you too. And then looking back at Allie, who recruits for home office, to be like, Allie, did you hear that?
Make it happen.
She wants to work for home office one day. Like, this is where it truly clicked for me that BBW has done it like no other, where they truly make this a professional development experience, a celebratory experience, a networking experience, where what these folks get is to like truly be elevated and highlighted for what they do for that brand.
How did you like doing the interview questions?
Oh, those are that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. There is an art and a science to how you build rapport with someone in 30 seconds or less, so that as soon as you turn the camera on them, they feel like this is a one-on-one conversation, and all the other people who are there can just float away in the background.
Yeah.
So that they can share their piece. Like, that's very special to me. That's very sacred to me. So I thoroughly enjoyed getting to do that. That's always been my favorite part. What's your favorite part about directing overall?
I like seeing the treatment that I thought up come to life. Like, I like showing, your DP and your crew these references, and then like being like, all right, how are we going to make this work? And then the process of getting to that point is super fun. And then the feeling of shooting something and being like, this is exactly what I saw is like the most rewarding feeling.
Izzy, you've heard a lot from this conversation. What stands out to you? What stands out?
I mean, it's going to be more of the same. Sam just knocked it out of the park. I think that was one of the cooler things to see. Elena stepping up into that role was really cool too. We've worked with Bath and Body Works for a couple of years, so this has been a stepped process into this kind of handoff. But I think you guys have been killing this and doing a great job.
Also want to celebrate that this is the first time I got to even meet Sam in person.
I know.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I didn't know that.
When I saw you in the hotel, it was like this, wow, she exists kind of a thing. I was like, I didn't know if I was getting
They let me out. It's true.
They let me out.
It was a good time.
that was a freaking highlight. Just hanging out with you, goofing off.
So yeah,
Good.
one of my highlights, and I think that this is what's really special, is that we don't all work in the same office. So much of our comms is reliant on Slack, on calls like this. You know, for Abby and myself, and I feel like it's natural for all of us, like when we're on productions, like that's how we connect. I guess perhaps what was beautiful to see with Allison is that it also feels the same for me, right? That like when I'm on set with my crew, I am just as excited and pumped to want to be able to have a great experience with you all, in addition to obviously like supporting the client.
We should do company retreats at.
You are not the first person to say that.
Yeah,
Go to your house, Elena. We all hang out.
could be. Yeah, might have to at this point.
You can come to my apartment.
Yeah,
That's not.
we could all go to Seattle.
We could all get din dap together.
I would love it. I would like, I'm gonna manifest this in 2026. There is gonna be a production that requires all of us to be there. That would be cool.
It's gonna probably require 4 of us, and then one of us is probably me is gonna get tagged along because I don't want to feel left out.
Or hold on, Sam. You think you're the one who's gonna be left out? It's gonna be me. It's gonna be like, oh well, I guess.
Well, we'll be in it. Fuck them. We'll just hang out.
We'll let Elena come.
We'll let Elena come.